Years ago, I was best friends with this girl Claire. We have known each other since we were kids. Her family and mine all knew one another and were close, the kind that finished each other's sentences. Claire and I were always there for each other. I helped her through some crazy stuff, and she got me through a bad breakup in high school. Claire and I had some attraction to each other growing up, but we never acted on it. We were afraid that something could go wrong and ruin our friendship. Even though she was insanely beautiful, I kept everything purely platonic. But I would often notice some of her boyfriends she had were a lot like me, and she would always fight with them about comparing me to them. I always felt responsible for these breakups. I told her after her last that maybe we needed to spend more time away from one another so she could figure out what she wanted. She texted me the next day saying she wanted to talk at her house. I got nervous because I didn't know what to expect. She sat me down in her living room and told me everything. That she was in love with me and wanted more than just being friends. At first, I thought it was a joke because when this happened, it was on April's Fools. But then she kissed me and I was hooked. I kept thinking how dumb I was constantly avoiding this chance that I had with her. Things with us were perfect. I literally felt like a king who found his queen. Our families were ecstatic, in full pre-wedding mode, even though we were by now first starting college. Her dad said to me with a grin on his face, "About time. I was wondering what was taking so long." We did everything together. We had a lot of good times and bad, but we always faced them and never hid anything from each other. She was really looking like the love of my life material and constantly told me how she would love me forever. I was on cloud 9 until I noticed in later months that she and my younger cousin, 18 male, were hanging out a lot recently. My cousin wasn't exactly the most responsible person in the world, but I always looked out for him and considered him a little brother. I noticed he would at times look at my girl the way dudes look at any girl they're on the hunt for. I calmly asked him what was going on, and he would sheepishly say nothing and walk away. I didn't pay any attention to it at the time. One night when Claire and I were chilling in my dorm, watching a movie, she randomly said, "Please don't ever leave me in a sad voice." I told her that would never happen, but all she did was give me a sad smile. After that, things started taking a turn. She grew distant and kept withdrawing from me. Even when we had sex, as much as we loved it, it felt like it was becoming a routine to keep me happy instead of keeping us happy. This went on for about 5 months. Then by Valentine's Day, she was back to normal, all loving, fun, and full attention. I even bought her a diamond necklace with the money I saved up. It was a good day, which made what happened all the more bitter. I had plans that I was gonna propose to her that night, but I had forgotten to get the ring from my dorm. After I dropped her off, I went back to my car and checked to see if it was there before I drove away to my dorm, and sure enough, it was there. Dropped it under the seat. As I was getting ready to go back in to surprise her, I saw my cousin drive by and park right in front of her house. My car was in the shadows, so he didn't see me. But he went to the door, Claire opened it, and they were talking. He kept trying to kiss her, and she feebly told him no, but then they were in full make-out mode. She took him by the hand, and they went inside, didn't even bother closing the door fully. I was livid. I actually started breathing hard and heavily and felt like I was going to pass out. I couldn't believe what I just saw. My heart was telling me to wait before I did anything crazy, but my brain said, "Finish this." I got out and ran to the door, quietly, going inside the house. No sooner did I go in, I heard her in the living room, moaning wildly, and him grunting. I was seeing red, but I stayed in control. I took out my phone, hit record, quietly walked to a corner of the living room, and saw what I could never unsee. her riding him, bouncing like some damn banshee. Once I had enough proof, I called out to her, and they both freaked out. She jumped right off of him, and they just looked at me, speechless. Then she went into sobbing mode, claiming, "I can explain, please don't hate us." My cousin was pale, knowing I could easily beat him into oblivion, but I didn't stay around. I showed her the ring, told her, "You threw this away," and left. I got what I needed and just left them, as they chased after me putting on their clothes, trying to bullshit their way out of getting caught. Then came the insane text. Things like, "I'm sorry, please talk to me." You don't know his story, it just happened one time. He was being a good friend. He was helping me, and I couldn't tell you. "Don't break us. We can fix this. You are being petty and immature." And my favorite, it didn't even last long. To finish, she tried to shift blame onto me when I didn't respond, but that all went to shit for her when I exposed her, and the fallout was a nuclear mess. Her sisters, except for the youngest, tried to blame me for all of it and trick me into taking her back, but I wasn't having it. Then they told me it was going on for 5 months. Around that time, I noticed them getting close. She basically kept sleeping with both of us, with no protection from him. They were barely clothed when I busted them. Her in only her bra and him in only his damn socks. It was like watching porn only in real time, and me as an unwilling audience. The sounds and things she did with him at that moment, I thought only I could get her excited like that. She claimed she always loved my body. I work out a good amount. But seeing her bouncing on his bony ass, I have to admit, made me feel insecure for a time. There was no reconciliation there. All I could think as I was driving away from them was, what did I do wrong? I gave her everything and got rewarded with her backstabbing. When we were dating, she was on birth control. Except for one time, I usually wrap up. I was glad I did, since my prick cousin went raw on her and probably finished inside her. I never yelled at her, never mistreated or ignored her. If she was happy, I was happy knowing she was happy. We knew each other our whole lives, and I foolishly thought she was the one. One time we went to a tarot card reading at the mall, and the lady there told me that a great love would find me. I told her she already did, referring to Claire, but she gave my girl a funny look. That should have been one of the red flags right there. Not a day goes by when I'm not thankful I caught her. I would married her not knowing the kind of person she really was. The aftermath, as I mentioned, was cataclysmic. After I nuked them both, her parents kept blowing up my phone, demanding to know what happened, saying Claire was inconsolable, so I basically told them what happened. Her mom dropped to the floor, and her father just kept apologizing to me, saying I didn't deserve this. Sides were made in this, and a lot of friendships were broken in both of our families. Her 2 sisters, the youngest, didn't know the full story at the time, along with our circle of friends, kept attacking my phone with texts, saying I needed to talk to her, and the oldest wanted me to take her back. Even coming up with some bullshit excuse about a mental defect she just magically happens to have. Like I should be the one to rug, sweep her cheating. Then they told me everything about how and when it happened. During those 5 months, she would tell me that she was making up some overtime at her work and how her co-workers would cover for her. And how nervous he got seeing me when I went to see him and my aunt. I was a trusting fool who always wanted to see the best in people, and I got burned for it. Claire kept calling me constantly. In her voicemails, her voice always sounded tired and strained from her crying and saying that I shouldn't do this. She felt like a part of her died when I left and begged to speak to me, claiming that I swore I'd never leave her. I couldn't allow myself to hear her anymore, so I blocked her. My cousin tried a few times to reach me, but I ignored him too. I never forgot the smug smile he threw when I saw him in my rearview window as I drove off. I knew if I saw him, I would want to hurt him, and I could easily do it, and he knew this. But no jail time is worth my freedom. My aunt told me that he felt guilty, and told me that he did what he did because he wanted to know what it was like to be me. I was done after that. I went no contact with both of them, moved away, and never looked back. I was 22 at the time. She was 20, and he was 18. The first year was tough. I was never cheated on before, and it really messed with my head. But I had plenty of friends to help me out, and my mom and dad were a great support system. My buddies actually took me on a trip with them to France to help clear my head. It was the best thing to happen to me. Seeing the Eiffel Tower, eating some madeleines, and learning some French really helped boost my confidence, and getting to sketch some French girls nude really gave me that extra boost. Now I'm a 27-year-old graphic designer, making good money, enjoying my life. Went on some dates, but nothing concrete. Then a few months ago, one of the last people I expected contacted me. Claire's youngest sister. She said she got my new number from my parents and wanted to catch up with me. I was always cool with her, so we started texting and catching up. She and I really clicked. It felt new and exciting with her. The last time I saw her, she was a cute, skinny kid with braces. But when she sent me a pic of her now, my jaw dropped. She was out of the world stunning. The ladies in her family were always gorgeous, but puberty took its time on her. We recently met up, and she hugged me so tight that I honestly didn't want to let her go. We started hanging out a lot, and she told me a little info about what happened after I left. Apparently, my cousin did knock up Claire that night. They decided to try something for the baby, but he cheated on her, and then she cheated on him. Things really went south for them when she gave the baby up for adoption. After that, Claire moved to LA. Don't know or care what happened to my cousin. She said she never forgave her sister for hurting me, and that she used to have fantasies of me and her playing house. She had a crush on me and said that she always thought about me and I was the perfect guy that her sister didn't deserve. I told her I liked her too and would like to start dating her if she'd have me. So that's where I am right now. Good job, good life, and I'm falling in love again. I learned a lot from my experiences and want to share my input when I see posts put up, to let people know there is life after infidelity. To remind people it's never too late to start over, and more importantly, never settle for second best. It worked for me, and it can work for them. Again, I'm sorry for how long it is. If you are still here, thanks for hearing me out. Update. Ange and I went to her folks' house to an event celebrating her little cousin. I didn't understand why she was so excited at first, but this was her favorite cousin. And he taught her how to play piano, so I guess she wanted to show me off to him. The dude was pretty cool too, and was a beast on those keys. The party was good, and everyone was having fun with Ange and me talking to her parents, her dad still joking about wedding dates with us. Everything was flowing well, and then through the crowd, I saw the old circle with Claire as their ringleader. I was amazed to see how good she still looked. She still had that laugh I used to love, and was turning out to be the center of attention. I still wasn't completely ready to face her, so I turned away so that she didn't see me. A few more hours pass, the party's whinnying down, and everyone's getting ready to leave. Angie tells me she'll be right back and goes to the bathroom while I talk to some people that ask me about my graphic designing. A few moments pass, and all of a sudden, we all hear from her living room, Claire and Angie having the biggest shouting match in the backyard patio, even getting close to blows, all while eldest sister is trying to calm them both down. Claire starts raging on Ange about how I was stolen from her and that Ange had no right to go after me, that sisters don't go after each other's boyfriends. Anne shot back by yelling, "Then you should have left your fucking legs closed." Claire pushes the eldest sister out of the way and tries to take a swing at Ange. But Angie blocked it and was about to knock her on her ass until I ran in between them. I had enough of this. I had enough of seeing the girl I loved and the ex, her sister, who broke me at each other's throats. This shit was ending now. I took Ange to the side, checking Ange, and yelled at Claire, "The hell's wrong with you?" She finally snapped out of it, and as she looked at me, the first time in years we were seeing each other eye to eye, she said with her voice cracking, "You came." The eyes on all of us, from the living room to the backyard, were all kinds of tense. Their parents were so embarrassed I felt so bad for them. Her eyes watered up, and she asked if we could talk. I knew there was no going back, so I just said, "Yeah, but on one condition, Angie stays here with me." She tried to argue that she wanted us alone to talk, but I said this is not how this is gonna go down. Either she stays or I walk. It really made no difference to me. I wanted Ange to stay because I have no secrets from her. She opened up to me so much. I wasn't going to keep her out of this, not with her own family. She's part of my family now, so she deserved to be part of this. We moved to the pool area, and then it started like this. "Nee, so what's up?" "Claire, you look good. Blue was always your color." Me, not taking her bait, but being polite. "Thanks. What's this about? What do you want?" "Claire, I know I don't deserve anything from you, but I just want you to know that I thought a long time about what I did to you. You were so good to me, and I fucked it all up. Believe me when I say I don't know why I did what I did." "Me, that's a damn lie and you know it." Claire then starts trembling and whispers, "Claire, I don't know how much you know, but a fair partner and I had a daughter. I named her Annalise." I was getting pissed. When we were together for those 3 years, we talked about what our first kid was going to be named. If it was a boy, Elkan. If a girl, Annalise. Annalise was my grandmother's name, and she adored Claire when we were little. The fact that she still named her kid after my grandmother had me seeing red for a little bit. Even Angie was surprised by this. I'm guessing Claire never told her family the baby's name before giving her away. Ange took my hand and rubbed it. We stared at each other before Claire cleared her throat, giving a nasty look at her sister. "Claire, why is she still here? This is between us." "Nee, there is no us. Ange and I have been together for a year, and it's meant more to me than the 3 years I was with you." Looking at Angie, I love her and I want a future with her. Angie was tearing up, smiling at me, holding my hand tight. "Me, whatever you say to me, you say to her," Claire replied. "She's been obsessed with you for years." She used to write love poems and recite them to her stuffed animals, thinking you were playing house. "You're not supposed to be with her. You're supposed to be with me." Me, looking at Ange smiling. "You wrote poems about me? Can I see them?" Angie blushed, smiling back and said, "They're pretty lame." Nee, let me be the judge of that. Claire, cutting us off. "Look, I know you're with her just to hurt me, and I get it. Eye for an eye. You with my sister, me with a fair partner, but can we just start over? I made a shitty mistake, and I'm so sorry. I'm human, people mess up, but I learn to be better. I can get back your trust. Let me make it up to you." At this point, I was done. "Nee, you wasted that years ago when you chose to betray me." "No, you need to hear this. For those 5 years, I kept asking myself what I did wrong. Why wasn't I enough? It took some real soul searching to see that the problem wasn't falling in love with you, it was being blinded by you. I used our friendship to blind me for what you really were, and why your boyfriends before me never stuck around. You're empty, always looking for someone to fill that glass of nothingness inside you. You never figured out what you wanted. I won't be another pouring into your glass. I honestly thought seeing you was gonna be tougher than this, but I don't feel anything for you anymore. I had plenty of time with new people, new hobbies, and new places I've been to help me heal. What we had was fun, but we're different people now. I don't see the girl I grew up with when I look at you. Just someone that needs to get themselves together. I found my special someone, and it's Ange. I love your sister, and I hope one day we'll get married when the time's right. You want to make it up to me? Be a better sister. Get your shit together and stop this fighting. You used to be her hero. Start trying to earn those points back and go from there. Claire was in tears, shaking as if someone dropped a bomb on her. She knew right there this was over, between any reconciliation she had planned. She was trying to say something, but ultimately she shut her mouth and then shook her head to me, as if accepting it, I guess. She then asked to speak to Ange alone and called over eldest sister. In the end, all the sisters cried and hugged each other. I think they finally came to some understanding. Their mom, who watched them, looked at me with tears holding my hand, kept saying thank you to me. Their dad also thanked me, and with a big hug. When it was over, Ange broke down in my arms. She kept thanking me, saying Claire gave us her blessing and that she loved me. She also asked if it was okay if she stayed with her sisters for a while at home with the family, saying they needed to finally properly catch up, to which I told her it was okay. She needs this right now, I told her when she was ready to call me. Finally got home to type this out. God, what a day, but I feel better. Got my peace and helped my girlfriend's family start the long line to repair. Never thought I would ever get this, but I did. To all the ladies and fellas in the world reading my story, I want to remind you all that life doesn't stop at heartbreak. You gotta keep pushing, no matter how hard it seems. Always strike for better and never anything second hand. We are not plan Bs. We have these scars as reminders of our surviving the worst pain that we can turn into a power. I know how cliché and laughable this always sounds, but time, patience, and good company really do make a huge difference. It's never too late. You are worth it. We all are. I really feel happy about the OP. Not only did he find his true love, but also made peace with his ex. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more fascinating stories. According to statistics, only 90% of you are subscribed to my channel. So if you are one of those, please help me reach the 1,000 subscribers milestone.